You can't handle the truth.
Howdy folks, Brother Jim reporting here at End Times Prophecy News. Corrupt Obama hack Preet Bharara warns Trump, don't mess with Southern District New York investigations. This cracks me up because, you know, he got fired by Trump right away 2 years ago when Trump came in. The incredible corrupt former U.S. Attorney Preet Bharara warned President Trump on Tuesday to stay out of the Manhattan investigations, but Trump has never obstructed any justice or any investigation in any U.S. election or any investigation of any crimes. Preet Bharara, the former U.S. attorney in Manhattan, who was fired by former Attorney General Jeff Sessions for refusing to resign shortly after Trump's inauguration, warned Trump that if he were to meddle in any of the investigations by the communist prosecutors in the Southern District of New York, it would prompt the impeachment process. It's what Muslims do. They refuse to resign, even though it's standard practice for U.S. attorneys to resign when a new president comes in and he picks his own attorneys. Reuters asked Preet Bharara what would happen if President Trump ordered the SDNY prosecutors to halt any of the investigations currently underway. Bharara said if he were still U.S. attorney and was told to halt the probes, he would resign and buy a one-way ticket for the shuttle to D.C. to testify before Congress. And then I think you set the timer on impeachment, Bharara said, so I don't think it would be a wise thing to do. Tick tock, tick tock. Preet Bharara is a corrupt Obama donor who viciously pursued Dinesh D'Souza and charged him with violating federal campaign finance laws. Conservative activist Dinesh D'Souza faced political persecution after he was directed and released at the anti-Obama film 2016, Obama's America. And it was a huge hit. He was indicted over illegal campaign contributions. In January of 2018, D'Souza said his FBI file obtained by the House Intel Committee shows the FBI red flagged him as a critic of Obama and subsequently allocated $100,000 to investigate a $20,000 case. Dinesh D'Souza slammed Preet Bharara after President Trump pardoned last May. Karma is a B department. Preet Bharara wanted to destroy a fellow Indian American to advance his career. Then he got fired, and I got pardoned. This is how the criminals up in the SDNY operate. They hunt down political opponents and destroy their lives. New York prosecutors are currently investigating President Trump's hush payment to porn star Stormy Daniels along with Trump's inaugural records, and it will come to naught. Nothing will happen. Nice. Brazilian President Bolsonaro quotes Reagan and trashes fake news in press conference with President Trump. Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro joined President Donald Trump at the White House today for a joint press conference. Bolsonaro lashed out at the Brazilian far-left fake news media and quoted American President Ronald Reagan. It was a great speech. I am a great admirer of Ronald Reagan, for just like him, I believe the people have to lead the state, not the other way around. We, the people, tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us. Bolsonaro also said he expected President Trump will win re-election. Wait a minute, wasn't it Vladimir Putin said the same thing? Oh no, Jim, that's Russian collusion.
Respect whatever the ballots tell us on 2020, but I do believe Donald Trump is going to be reelected fully.
Thank you. Foi feito comigo no Brasil.
Thank you. I agree. He will be elected. And Fox News anchor Bret Baier has already responded to my accusations and many other people's accusations that he conspired to get Judge Jeanine fired. He responded to sources Jeanine Pirro claimed it's not true, period. Me and the sodomite Shepard Smith never conspired to work to get Judge Jeanine fired. Even though everybody I have on my show is a liberal, and even though we always talk trash about Trump, that's okay. That doesn't mean I try to get her fired. Fox News special report anchor Brett Baier denied the allegation made by a source with intimate knowledge of the situation who claimed Baier had worked to get Judge Jeanine Pirro suspended to curry favor with Democrats to reverse a decision to bar Fox from hosting any of the party's presidential primary debates. TGP reported the source's claims of Fox insiders maneuvering against Pirro Monday night. Brett Baier image via Twitter avatar. Baier commented on Twitter Tuesday saying, I am telling you, it's not true, period. I don't know what's going to happen to this. I don't believe he's telling the truth, okay? I just don't. I know Brett. And so my personal opinion, I don't know. We'll see what happens here if this person comes forward, this unnamed person. We'll see what happens. My personal, from Tim T, responding to Brett Baier, my personal policy is to never trust any news organization that only cites anonymous sources. Life is just simpler that way. I routinely watch all of the Fox News personalities, and of the bunch, Brett Baier is the most balanced of the lot. He calls balls and strikes. Well, if you believe that, Tim T, well, then you'd be seriously still into a lot of fake news. Anonymous sources should always be taken with a grain of salt. Neither Fox News nor Pirro, I agree with that, nor Pirro have spoken on the record about her situation since March 10th, when dual statements by Fox and Pirro were released by Fox regarding Pirro's comments about Muslim Representative Ilhan Omar on her show that aired March 9th. Fox has since declined comment to reporters about the abrupt scrubbing of Pirro's show last Saturday and the apparent cancellation of this Saturday's show. Pirro has not tweeted since March 10th. CNN and New York Times used single anonymous sources to report Fox suspended Pirro for 2 weeks. Well, we know that CNN and New York Times are big fake news, but we also know that they get the inside scoop because they have so many infiltrators everywhere, including the White House. The Hollywood Reporter used a single anonymous source that claimed Fox executives have never liked Pirro. Fox News was quick to condemn Pirro's remarks, but has not criticized Carlson's comments, some of which were made when he was an MSNBC employee. A source familiar with the network strategy explained the divergent approach. They love Tucker. They do not like Jeanine Pirro. They never have. If you ask me, Jeanine Pirro does a better job than Tucker Carlson. I know Tucker Carlson hits a ball out of the park once in a while, but to me, the judge does it better all the time. So we already heard from Brian Stelter, and video relevant text of the comments by Pirro about Omar. We heard about this as well, so we're not going to go over that. And that'll be it for this report. We go to God's precious word in Isaiah 27. We continue today. In that day, the Lord with his sore and great and strong sword that comes out of his mouth, Revelation 19, shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. Now, Satan is called the red dragon in Revelation 12. In the book of Job, Job speaks of Leviathan, and a lot of people want to say that this is some sort of a giant in the ocean, but it's not. It's not. And another thing you need to realize that it says right here is in the sea. Well, if you look at Revelation 17, you'll see that, and Revelation, I think it's 13 as well, talks about the sea is referring to the waters. Sea is water. And the water that the whore sits on is peoples, kings, peoples, tongues, nations, and kindreds. That's right. So this Leviathan is the one and the same with the devil, the red dragon, or the dragon, Satan, Lucifer. He has many different names. In that day, notice it says, I will punish him. It doesn't say he kills him. That's right. He punishes him he sends an angel down from heaven to wrap a chain around him and to bind him and throw him into the pit. Revelation 20 verses 1 through 3. See, Jesus doesn't even do it. It's beneath him. I don't need to touch that filthy animal. It's true. In that day sing ye unto her a vineyard of red wine. I, the Lord, do keep it. I will water it every moment, lest any hurt. I will keep it night and day. Fury is not in me. Who would set the briars and thorns against me in battle? I would go through them. I would burn them together. Or let him take hold of my strength, that he may make peace with me, and he shall make peace with me.
Let me
Thank
be
you for
serious
listening.
with you. I would rather that you donate to my ministry directly. I cannot survive financially to keep this ministry and news service going without your help. And we all know there are plans to shut me down again. But many of you would like to receive a gift or product as a token of my appreciation. And I don't blame you. Isn't it about time Uncle Sam started paying you instead of you paying him? It is about time. The federal government pays you your rent check. The government rents out thousands of buildings instead of buying them every year. This is all funded by the current $11.1 billion building fund in our budget. Get your free federal rent check today. Sign up with the Federal Millionaire information here down below. Become a shareholder to receive federal rent checks for life by making a one-time investment as a shareholder. An IRS ruling declares this to be totally legal. This is no joke, no scam, and been for many years. The longer your name is on the distribution list, the larger your federal rent check grows. As inflation rises along with real estate, the government pays you more every year. Starting out as little as $1,800 a month would be your rent check. Wouldn't that be nice to receive every month a rent check like that? The federal government continues to raise your income as inflation rises. This puts an end to retiring with a fixed income that leaves you going broke as you get older. This will put a major dent in those people who hate their home taxes going up every year, wouldn't it? And folks, the price for this valuable information will cost you only $39 a year or $79 for a 2-year membership. Sign up today.